What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, Randy with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another fantastic Sea of Conquest video today. First of all, happy Friday, folks, if you are watching this video live. Great day to be here. In today's video, we're talking about a bait ship 6 ship meta build, okay? This is an improvement on the meta, in my opinion, because we have a very, very powerful bait ship build that does tremendous damage, is very great at tanking, and overall is very, very effective. So I'm going to show you one report here that I did a few hours ago, and we'll take a look. So in this report, I was fighting against a level 45 completely maxed out Kraken. I was fighting against a bunch of mid-level 30 folks, and as you can see, I have a little bit better than a 10-to-1 kill-death ratio. As far as the build's performance, let's take a really quick look at the actual statistics here, and then we'll talk about GemZ, the sponsor for today's content. So get excited. Into the actual stats. Alright, so the damage spread in this build is pretty solid. It's very balanced between the 3 top damage dealers. What's really interesting for me is that this is actually prioritizing a very high damage cutthroat setup with over 330% crit damage. However, the cutthroat build in this particular report did not actually perform top damage. Not only was it top damage, but it was rank 3 out of the damage types that I had on board. Okay, the strategic ship did fantastic work with the Griffin Boa Letitia Miller combo using Griffin's trinket on him, so I have bonus strategic damage there without the rage gem. And then we have the artillery ship here, which is using the Ophelia Sharky Ricky combo, which I have found is the best combo in the game for artillery if you are using the splash damage ultimate, which I am. Alright, next we are following that up with a burning damage build sitting on the Stormbringer, running incredible crit, crazy damage, and we threw in Cordelia as the gunner. You may be asking yourself, Randy, where the hell is Adeline? And I am here to tell you that she is serving another purpose in today's build. So this build is doing great damage. And actually, when you really look at all these different damage dealers, you'll see that Tanaka is the top damage dealer out of the ones that we're looking at in these first 4 ships. Tanaka actually outdamaged everybody. You already know how much I love Tanaka from seasons 2 and 3 when I really pushed him as my main squeeze. And now let's take a look at this 5th and final minion ship, which you're all wondering what it could possibly be. Well, this is a drowning build, which is not intended to be a damage build. It is high damage. It does good damage. When you think about it, it's doing pretty solid damage, but it's serving a different purpose. This ship is generating a disgusting amount of aggro, and it is now a crazy tank. If you look at the damage spread in this report, this bait ship took 3 times as much damage as any one of my other ships, okay? Plus or minus a little bit here. But this is the goal of this build, and over 7 or 8 different decent fights like this, I have decided that this has been very effective. Now, when you think about it, we'll get into the actual build itself right now. But first, let's talk about the sponsor for today's video, GemZ. Hamar Tornquist, ladies and gentlemen, one of the strongest heroes in the game, a drowning captain available through the Knife Bounty event. The Knife Bounty event just started today. It'll last for the next 4 days. So if you would like to get Hamar Tornquist, you can get knives for free through the in-game sign-in events, the in-game battle events, the in-game market stalls. But if you'd like to get Hamar Tornquist above 6-star, I highly recommend you check out GemZ. The link to their Discord is in the description for my video below. They offer a ton of tremendous discounts, okay? They will get you up to $100 Gleamstone for only $85. Check the link in my description below. Investigate it for yourself. Thank you to GemZ for sponsoring this content. Alright, now that you have seen the overall performance of the build, we've talked about GemZ, let's get into the details, the trinkets, the ship sets, and things like that. Okay, so we have Ahab, Obi, and Wanda on the flagship. You already know from my previous anti-meta video that I love having Wanda on the flagship. I'm tremendously enjoying it. Wanda is going to give a lot more survivability because she's going to boost the rage of this ship, okay? In addition, we are using the Sacred Guardian set on this ship to gain the aggro stacking, but also the HP shield is really, really nice as well, okay? Into the Warhammer. Now, this is using the Fury of the Storm set, and this is actually maybe one of the reasons why the damage isn't quite as high as you'd want it to be, because I'm not getting the impact that comes from Blade of Freedom, and we all know that impact is tremendous for Cutthroat. However, this is using three-piece Blade of Freedom, and the fourth piece is a level 21 figurehead that you can collect from, level 54 to 60-ish sea monsters. You can always click on the icon in their tooltip. It'll tell you what level loot those sea monsters drop. Get a level 21 figurehead because it will give you crit damage as well as attack and impact, okay? So with this setup here, 323,000 attack on the Warhammer, and I am at 152% crit rate with 344.7% crit damage. This ship is a monster with this setup. I really am enjoying the 3-piece Fury, 1-piece Freedom for that extra crit damage, okay? Into the next ship, guys, the Orichi here, okay? The Orichi is going to be running the Griffin Boa Letitia Miller combo like we talked about before. We're using Blade of Freedom on this ship. We're using crit damage on the figurehead as well. And we are using Griffin's Trinket for him. This is actually best in slot. I have used in the past, and I do enjoy using the Bones Trinket, the guns on Griffin. However, I highly recommend the Griffin Trinket because instead of the Demise Proclamation, the Undying Oath is going to give you 76% bonus strategic damage when it is fully maxed out. It has 5 stacks. It's really, really tremendously powerful. Boa is going to be using the Cross Spear Palace. All right, and Letitia Miller, highly recommend her using a fantastic spyglass. Okay, into the Goddess Setchi. Oh my god, I never even talked about the trinkets for the Warhammer. I apologize. These should be pretty self-explanatory. Bones will use his crit trinket, Onimusha will use his crit trinket, and Luna will use an attack trinket. Okay. The Goddess Setchi. Now this one is really interesting. You can play with these trinkets if you find this ship dying too fast. If you find this ship dying too fast, I would recommend putting a crit trinket on Ophelia and putting an Obi trinket on Sharky. That way you can still maintain more than 100% crit rate while having good crit damage and being able to put some survivability into the build. But since I'm using a bait ship and the bait ship is redirecting a huge amount of the damage to it, I am able to use Withered Heart on this ship, getting bonus artillery damage. I am able to use a crit trinket on Sharky, getting bonus attack on this ship and bonus crit rate, and Ricky's using a spyglass. This ship is also using Blade of Freedom with a level 21 figurehead for crit damage. It is the best in slot item available, seasons 1 through 4. You cannot get anything better than this figurehead. It is the best. On to the skills for this ship. I talked about the skills earlier. So the new age ammunition is splash damage. Okay, for every 8 artillery damage instances, I trigger a bonus basic attack, and all of my basic attacks have splash damage. In addition, I have large caliber broadsides for more crit damage. We have defensively offensive, which is great damage and toughness combined with heavy artillery. Okay, and this is one of the most powerful builds you will ever find. It is tremendous. I love this ship skill setup. Into the Stormbringer, folks. This is going to be using 2-piece Fury, 2-piece Guardian. This is going to give me bonus attack. It's going to both help my damage output. It's also going to help Cordelia's healing tremendously, having this attack bonus on the figurehead. Having good tankiness, HP, plus 20% attack from the ship sets. It's a great, great combination. For this, you have the option of using the Demise Proclamation on Lester to get that bonus crit and a little bit of rage regen. However, if you decide to use a standard set that has a little more crit on it, you could end up using Chain Bombs on Lester. There's all kinds of things you can do. I could have also put chain bombs on Cordelia, but instead I put on the attack percentage to really boost her healing. And her healing is unparalleled because of all the rage generation from Vargur's Fury and all the attack on this ship. She heals like a monster. And the 6th ship here, the reason you're watching this video, is the Crimson Sentinel. This is Hamar Tornquist. He is using an Eagle Shield. It also has Titus Slade. Titus is using a Cross Spear Palace. I may switch him to an Obi Trinket. By Obi Trinket, I'm talking about the Lion's Roar. This would give me even more armor. It would give me a stacking shield, okay, which would really, really be great. But currently, I am liking the Cross Spear Palace because it is boosting the damage of the ship tremendously. I'm still dealing pretty good damage with this ship. And then Adeline is using the Blood Fang. Now, we are using the Sacred Guardian set on this ship because I want to really drive the aggro up. I want the highest aggro I could possibly get on this ship. Combine that with the fact that I'm dealing higher damage on this ship than my flagship. I should have the same aggro from ship parts and trinkets as my flagship. But since I'm dealing higher damage than the flagship, more damage should be redirected down towards me, which is really, really working well, as you saw in that battle report. This is great on the Crimson because the Crimson has a stacking armor buff as it takes damage. It has HP built into it, and it's overall going to give you damage bonuses for your Drowning Blazing combos. To boot, makes it very, very powerful. So I highly recommend this setup. Like I showed you before, it's working tremendously. I'll go attack some people right now. I think Moros was over here. So what I'll do is just go work up a few stacks here, and then we'll make a swap to Moros, and it should be glorious. We're going to hit him right now with a full rage drop. Let's see how the damage looks. Shout out to Moros, always been a good opponent for us to kill. He may defeat me because he is a maxed out level 45 Kraken with more than 22 million stronger fleet power than me. I don't think I'll win. But look at that. You saw the Crimson Sentinel taking damage first, dying the fastest, guys. And that's just how it rolls. That is the goal. So this performed very well considering I knew I was going to die to him in that fight. But it performed tremendously well. You saw the Crimson Sentinel die first. We saw the Warhammer die shortly afterwards. And overall, it's not a terrible performance here as we're talking about effectiveness in redirecting damage from the rest of your ships. So I was still able to put out a fantastic amount of damage here with these ships in this short amount of time. Okay, and then obviously Moros coming in here with a maxed out drowning setup on his Crimson completely decimated me. Would you like to look at the stats on his Crimson while we have it open? Let's compare his Crimson and my Crimson. You ready? This is going to be, you're going to like this. Here you go. He's got Hammer maxed out. This dude is crazy. He's a maxed out, he's got 431,000 attack, dude. He's wearing an offensive set, and he has 19 million HP. He is almost as more. He's got like 35% more HP than I have with a tank set on. This is hilarious shit. You can't make this up. Anyways, that's so this is why I died first. It is what it is. He's a little bit ahead of me in stats. We'll get there. We'll catch up soon, folks. I sense it coming. And that's just how the build worked. Unfortunately, he's got a little bit of a bigger EP than me. But we're here for the yeets and the fun, and I hope hopefully you've enjoyed this video. So again, happy Friday, folks. Welcome to the brand new meta with the Drowning Bait Ship combination. And shout out to the folks in our stream last week on Sunday. We were looking at builds in Discord, and there was 2 or 3 different people that actually were using Hammer Tornquist on a bait ship. And Hammer Tornquist on the bait ship, I don't even know if I fully talked about the benefits of Hammer Tornquist on the bait ship. I think I might have missed that particular detail. So let me just circle back to that really, really quick and talk about the performance of Hammer Tornquist on a bait ship. So even at 6 stars, I mean, even at 4 stars, you have you have the skills you need. Shit, you can use him at 3 stars and have the skills you need. So Heart of Freezing Cold is really powerful. It means every time your ship takes damage from any source of any type with no cooldown, you can apply a Taking on Water stack. So he really snowballs really nicely combined with Adeline. Adeline, as you know, has great rage regeneration from her 4-star ability, Infectious Malice. So you can run this bait ship build with Hammer Tornquist at 3 stars, Adeline at 4 stars. You're going to wrap all that synergy up into a nice, neat bow and be generating a crazy amount of rage for Adeline and a crazy amount of Taking on Water stacks from that ship. So it makes it really, really great. Titus Slade is sort of a cherry on top because he does really, really powerful single target damage. He applies a lot of stacks of Taking on Water. All right, and he is able to, on basic attack, on ultimate, apply those stacks, and he gives a ton of bonus drowning damage to his ship. So between these heroes, with all the bonus damage, all the bonus Taking on Water, and all the rage generation you're giving Adeline from her 4-star ability, it's going to make her really, really powerful. Okay, so if you guys have enjoyed this video, again, like and subscribe. Thank you to GemZ for sponsoring today's content. Randy, out.